Welcome to Nightfall Tales by Anty Julie. Today's story is about Rita and her Valentine. Valentine's Day did not ruin Rita's marriage, but competition did. By the time the truth surfaced, 5 million naira had vanished. Instagram had been fed, and a husband who thought he was broke discovered he had apparently become the most romantic man online without spending a kobo. Now let me tell you the full juicy story. Benson and Ejike had grown up like brothers who never needed to say it out loud. They shared school desks, hostel rooms, empty pockets, and big dreams. Even after university scattered their classmates, life somehow kept pulling them back into same space. Same industry, same company, but different departments. When they married within 2 years of each other, nobody was surprised. It felt destined. Their wives met through them, Rita and Blessing. Blessing came first, soft-spoken, observant, the kind of woman who listened more than she talked. She married Ejike, whose salary quietly climbed year after year. People expected Blessing to announce their progress with designer bags and loud vacations. But she never did. She dressed well, lived comfortably, and never explained herself to anyone. Rita married Benson, whose salary was not the same as Ejike because they are in different departments. Rita, on the other hand, believed visibility was survivor. If people didn't see you winning, were you really winning at all? So she curated her life carefully. What she wore, what she posted, what people believed. Benson worked hard, but his earnings didn't stretch like Ejike's. Rita knew this. She also knew something else. Perception could be louder than truth. And perception was something she could control. Blessing never knew when the competition started. There was no argument, no disagreement, no moments where lines were drawn. Rita simply decided, quietly, that she would never look like the lesser woman in that friendship. By the time Valentine's Day crept into conversations, gift ads, and office banter, Rita had already made up her mind. This would not be a celebration of love. It would be a statement. So Rita began preparing for Valentine's Day like the way generals prepare for war. Silently, thoroughly, with a calculator. She sat on the bed one night, scrolling through Instagram, sucking her teeth softly. Roses here, surprise trips there, captions screaming, God when, and married rights. Rita nodded to herself. This was not the year to come and be humble. The next morning, she told Benson, please don't stress yourself this Valentine. I don't need anything. Benson exhaled like a freed prisoner. Thank you. God bless you. Rita smiled sweetly. She started with small things. A bag she had admired for months. Perfumes she already owned but wanted a newer version of. Shoes she absolutely did not need. Each time she paid, she whispered, it's Valentine. I need to pepper them. When her account balance frowned at her, Rita frowned back. Then she took a loan, then another, then gently visited the savings account Bessie trusted her with. Just a little, she told herself. She would replace it later. After all, Valentine's Day was once a year, but repetition was forever. By February 14th, Rita's house looked like a gift company that just finished running a huge discount sale and was packing orders. Boxes everywhere. She arranged them carefully, changed clothes twice, adjusted lighting, and began posting. My husband surprised me with a love emoji. This man didn't come to play with another love emoji. When love is intentional, with plenty emojis. Best Valentine ever. She even tagged Benson. who was at work eating rice and stew, completely unaware that he was currently the most romantic man on Instagram. Blessing saw the post later that evening. She didn't gasp. She didn't feel jealous. She just squinted. Then she turned to Ejike and said, "Your friend is really trying, no? I thought you said he earns lesser than you." Ejike paused, not because of competition, but because Benson had once borrowed transport fare from him that same month. Then at work the next day, Ejike rolled his chair towards Benson's desk, grinning like someone coming to gist, not suspecting trouble. "Benson, you try, yo," he said. "Valentine for your house loud, though." Benson laughed without thinking. "Abegi, which loud?" Ejike raised an eyebrow. "You won't deny him?" "Deny what?" Benson asked, still smiling. Ejike pulled out his phone. "Your wife no let us rest yesterday. Gift full ground. She even tag you. I tell Blessing say maybe you hit jackpot." Benson's smile stayed, but his eyes didn't. "Tag me? Where?" Ejike paused. "Instagram." Benson shook his head slowly. "I didn't buy anything." Ejike laughed. "Guy, don't be shy. Even rich men deny sometimes." "I'm serious," Ejike said. "I didn't plan anything big. We talked about it. She said I should forget about it." Ejike looked at him properly now. "Wait, so you didn't buy the bag?" "Which bag?" Benson asked. "What about the shoes?" "Which shoes?" Benson thundered. Ejike stopped laughing. He turned the phone around. Benson scrolled. Once, twice, again. His mouth opened slightly, closed. "Ejike," he said quietly, "I've never seen these things before in my life." Ejike swallowed. "But she posted like you carried her shopping." Benson leaned back, rubbing his face. "The only money I gave her recently was the savings for the children." There was a long silence as Benson opened the children's savings bank app and his mouth opened. The chair screeched back. Ejike stopped. "Benson," but Benson wasn't looking at him anymore. He was staring at his phone, scrolling again like the numbers might rearrange themselves if he later looked harder. 10,000 naira. He refreshed. Same thing. His chest felt tight. Not anger first, but confusion. That dangerous kind. The kind that makes your ear hot. "Ejike," he said hoarsely. "Excuse me small." Ejike blinked. "Guy, I need to go home," Benson cut in. Now heads were turning, but Benson didn't care. "What happened?" Ejike asked. Benson laughed once, a dry, empty sound. "If I sit here 5 more minutes, I might disgrace myself." So he left the office in a hurry. The drive home felt unreal. Traffic noise, horns, street sellers, shouting, everything continued normally, which annoyed him. How could the world be fine when his savings account had been emptied for Instagram? Every red light felt like mockery. By the time he got home, his head was pounding. He opened the door sharply. "Rita," he called, voice already raised. "Rita!" She appeared from the bathroom, phone in hand, smiling. "Babe, you're back early." "Where is the money?" he asked. Her smile froze. "Which money?" "The savings," Benson said, walking past her. Silence dropped between them like something heavy breaking. For the first time since Valentine's Day started, Rita realized this was no longer about Pepe. This was about explanation. Benson didn't shout again. That was what scared Rita. He stood there, holding his car keys, staring at her like he was seeing her for the first time. Not his wife, not his partner, just a person who had done something he couldn't yet name. "Rita," he said again, "open your phone." She hesitated. "Why?" "Open your phone, Rita." She unlocked it slowly. handed it to him with fingers that were already sweating. Benson scrolled. Valentine post, captions, tags. My husband did this. My husband went all out. Married right. He laughed. Not loud, not angry. Just once. Sharp and short. So this is what I've been doing, he asked. Rita swallowed. Benson, let me explain. Explain what? He cut in. That I became Dangote overnight and nobody told me? She tried to touch him. He stepped back. How much did you take? He asked. Rita opened her mouth, then closed it. How much? Benson, it's not like that. How much, Rita? Her shoulders dropped. Almost all. Benson nodded slowly. Define almost. She whispered. 10,000 is left. The room went very quiet. Benson sat down heavily, like his leg had just resigned. He looked at her again slowly. 10,000, he repeated. Then he laughed under his breath. Out of 5 million naira. But Rita didn't answer. 5 million, he said, counting his fingers like he was trying to understand a foreign language. Money I kept for our children. She lowered her head. And I'm sure you didn't stop there, he continued, his voice suddenly very steady. You borrowed too? Bank, friends, anywhere that they would listen. Rita nodded. Small, quiet nod. That nod did something to him. Bessie straightened up. So let me get this straight, he said. You emptied savings. You borrowed money. You lied online. You tagged my name. All to impress someone who didn't ask you for proof of life? Rita tried to speak. Benson, I just don't, he said sharply. Don't explain nonsense to me. He walked to the window, breathed once, then turned back. You will pay back every single kobo, he said, every time. I don't care how long it takes. Rita's eyes widened. Benson, you will return everything, he went on. The bags, the shoes, the perfumes, all of it. If they refuse return, you sell them. She nodded, tears dropping now. Tonight, he added, you will delete every post, every caption, every lie. Rita sobbed quietly. And you will post again, Benson said. This time, you will tell the truth. That you bought them yourself, that I did not, that you lied. She looked up at him in shock. Publicly? Yes, he said, because you embarrassed me publicly. The room felt too small. Bessie picked up his car keys again. Competition you didn't tell me about has put us in debt. You will fix it. As he walked out, Rita stayed where she was, staring at her phone. The likes were still there, but now they felt like witnesses. Few days later, Rita did everything Benson asked. Not immediately, not easily, but she did it. She returned what could be returned, sold what she couldn't, watched the money crawl back into the account in painful, humiliating bits. She deleted every Valentine post, one by one. Each tap felt like swallowing hot soup. Then she posted again. No filters, no emojis, just the truth that she bought the gift herself, that her husband didn't know, that she had lied. People reacted quietly. Some unfollowed, some said nothing. The noise she had chased disappeared overnight. That was when blessing called. Not angry, not smug, just calm. Rita, she said quietly, I heard what happened, and I'm sorry. Rita broke down. She confessed everything. The competition, the pressure, the fear of looking small. Blessing listened without interrupting. Then she said something Rita would never forget. "I was never watching you. I was just living." There was no lecture, no insult, just that sentence. After that day, Rita changed. Not suddenly, not perfectly, but she stopped performing, stopped comparing, stopped buying things to fill silence that only existed in her head. And for the first time in a long time, her life became quieter, not poorer, just real. Thank you so much for watching this beautiful story by Anty Julie. And please remember to subscribe to this channel till I come your way again. Bye.